My name's Jorge. I'm in 1904 out here on the patio with Tiger Shaw.
And this was all a dream, and it's coming back to me. A portrait in grayscale, a perfect betrayal, and I can't even breathe.
For those people that don't know, could you tell them your name and the role of the band?
My name is Ben Walsh, and I play guitar and sing.
Awesome. First off, congrats on the new album.
Thank you.
Album's Spin, in stores now. First off, I'd just like to ask, any future music videos coming out that you'd like to share?
Yeah, actually, we just posted a teaser for our new video for the song June, which was the second single. The first song that we premiered that was one that Brianna wrote. So a couple weeks ago, we recorded a music video for that up in this really cool abandoned resort up in the Poconos, and it's like a little town an hour or so away from where we grew up. But there's it used to be this crazy popular honeymoon spot, and then there's a couple of these resorts that just closed out of nowhere. So it's just this abandoned decrepit resort, but we were able to shoot there. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So your last album was Charmer?
Yes.
And that was released in 2014, but I know that released in about a year after kind of the original members kind of broke up. So, and this is actually kind of why I love Spin so much, is because, there's always negative hype on the internet. You hear and read and stuff like that. People are like, oh, Tiger Jaw's never going to be the same again. And I'm really happy for Spin, because I dare anyone to listen to Widow or really any other song on the album say if y'all are not still the same.
Thank you.
But my question is how does it feel now to make an album from I don't really as the dynamic to it now that y'all really committed through thick and thin to keep this band alive, and you said she wrote Spin. So how does it feel to have an album?
It feels great. We really, Brianna and I are really on the same page about a lot of things, personally and musically, and the writing process for this record. It came together really nicely. I've always sort of written things kind of on my own and demoed everything all together, by myself before I showed it to anybody. So my specific writing process didn't really change, but Brianna was basically writing full songs for the first time ever, which was really exciting for both of us. And, so she was looking for some collaboration between me and a couple other friends of hers, and with the producer Will Yip, who produced Charmer and has just done Spin. So that part of it was really collaborative, and it definitely felt really good. It felt really cohesive. We were able to spend an entire month in the studio, and that was the longest we've ever actually been able to spend on a record. So it just came together really organically, and it felt really good, and the songs came together really not easily, but we knew what felt right, so it was fun. It's fulfilling. It feels great to have it out in the world now.
I'm glad. I like how you ended that. I want to mix that in with the part that you said Brianna's kind of writing songs now, because any really past interview you see, if someone brings up the topic of who writes songs, Brianna, there's one video, it was really funny. She talks about, I just kind of do my keyboard thing. I don't really write songs.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to hear she's writing songs now. And if you listen to the album, you can really tell there's certain songs that not to say that she did write, but she sings for the most part. Not that I should, but I assume she wrote the songs. But it's good to hear, it feels like you can hear her creating this come out in this new album, which is really great. So
yeah,
it's really awesome.
Her songs come from a different place than my songs do, and we worked on them sort of together, and even though she's technically a new songwriter for the band, the songs still sound like Tiger Shaw songs, and the record is, I think the songs cover a lot of ground, but I really feel that it's a cohesive, complete sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like the taste and tease you gave everybody back in the day with Hum is now an extended version on the album Spin.
Yeah. I think that song in particular really was a very direct lineage. Like you can very directly trace the lineage from hum to spin, because that was the first time that I sort of set this challenge for Brianna. I was like, I'm gonna like leave this second verse totally undone. I want you to like finish some of the lyrics for it, and then as the song was coming together, I was like, I want to actually see if you want to sing the main vocal on it, and it came together really well, and so I was excited that worked out, and then it was just more of that for when we started writing Spin.
One thing, I don't know how much you hate bringing up the past of the breakup or what that was like, but I know there's actually two local artists or two local bands in town who both are, for me personally, talking to them, are going through something very similar from the breakup from some of the original members.
Sure.
And I love it. I did an interview with one particular band who, they were talking about this, having the same mentality you and Brianna had, like, Tiger Jaw's here to stay, like, we're committed to this, we're keeping this up, and they have been. What would you have to say, like, words of advice or encouragement to, like, the artists that are really struggling out there because, they're graduating from school, they're having numbers drop out, or just having the struggles that normal band deals with?
I mean, you look at just about any band over the course of their career, and if they're a band for a significant amount of time, like Tiger Jaw has been a band for 12 years now. So you look at any band and the changes that any band goes through, like personnel changes, like I don't know why it's as visible for some bands and less visible for other bands to have personnel changes, but like I started the band with Adam McAwee years ago, and there were a couple other people that were playing in those early days that never actually played shows with us, and we started writing with them, and then they were kind of filtered in and out, and then Brianna replaced the original keyboard player, and then we started playing shows with the band Three Man Cannon, and that's where the Pat and Dennis came from. So the band had been through a million changes from the start, and then we had a pretty steady lineup for a couple of years, and then three of them decided to part ways. But like the band had been through so many changes, but the important thing was that it was still coming from the same place, and it was still something that that we felt strongly about. Brown and I felt strongly about, and it feels fulfilling. It feels natural. It feels like something that we want to keep doing, and it feels right. We've always done this band based on intuition and based on following like what feels like an organic progression. Like whatever move happens next is something that is never forced. It's never like doing it for any reason other than like this is what we want to do. This is what feels right.
Yeah. And last time I saw y'all shared the same stage as the original Misfits.
Yeah.
On Riot Fest in Denver. I mean, y'all stuck with it, and y'all shared a stage with Danzig. Like,
yeah.
I mean, y'all are still kicking ass. You got the tour right now, about to head to the UK. Like,
yeah.
Again, not to say that, not to act like it's your first time.
No. We're excited. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. So.
Excellent. So, yeah. Future album already in the works. Getting in the back pocket.
It's a little early for that. But
yeah.
Always trying to write, but we've had so much going on lately that I haven't like had any time to really just like sit down and write. But
yeah.
I'm always like cataloging parts and lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Any fun stories you'd like to share from like last tour or even this tour so far? Anything crazy happened during Riot Fest?
I don't know. Like
I hate when people ask me that, because it's like your mind goes into like a montage of like, well, like, oh, I don't really know, like.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Like I don't know. We don't do anything we don't get into anything like super crazy, I guess, but. I don't know. We met a lot of cool people. Like we met like Ben Gibbard from Death Cab. Like we saw the dudes from the Misfits just like in their like spikes and stuff, just like walking around the catering area. It's pretty funny. I'm sure as soon as we wrap this up, I'm going to be like, oh, that was a funny story that I could have said. But it's I don't know. We are very fortunate. We get to do a lot of cool stuff. We get to meet a lot of great people. And then sometimes when there's downtime, we just like to hang out. We like to go. Like today, we got to go to Jacksonville Beach for a little while, hang out.
Beautiful beach, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
We
I like
we
it.
all think our beaches are gross.
Really?
but It's just because of the river runoff. It's just not clear
gotcha.
blue. It's a nice beach.
Yeah, it had like
I love
a
Don't-
greenish brown tinge
Yeah.
to it, but I mean, it was great for us. I mean, we were stuck in the van for so long, so it was nice to just like kind of get out and
Yeah.
be in the sun for a little bit. So,
All right, Ben. Thank you.
for sure.
All right, album Spin. Get it right now in stores and catch them on tour.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Take care.